the overall figure winner.
I love this sport, and now I'm trying to grow here in America.
Lonnie T here with Chris Minnis, usually on the other side of the curtain as a promoter.
Stefania Zembo.
Stefania Zembo.
I don't do these interviews until I get in with somebody as big as I am.
We're here with Dee Vasconcelos.
Hi guys, I'm Max 6. We are back at the Mecca, and this is Muscle Beach TV for Jay Cutler TV. Very first time I have these two guys on this channel, on this platform. Lonnie Teper, welcome back to Muscle Beach TV, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Big Chris Minez, welcome back to Muscle Beach TV.
Good to be here. Good to see you again. It's been a bit.
It's awesome. So guys, we have a very good show today. We are exactly one day shy, 7 weeks out from the West Coast Classic 2018, and of course my good friend Lonnie. Lonnie, this show has been around forever, as long as I can remember. How many years exactly has it been on?
It was so long ago. I had a little bit of hair when we started. Actually, it was 1999, and stupid me, thinking I could do something that probably nobody could do. I wanted to have a college show, and not only did you have to be in a college, you had to be in a California college. So it really limited my numbers, you know. And there were 27 people in that first show. All we had was bodybuilding, nothing else. 14 guys, 13 females. So, but anyway, this is the 20th year. So I went a little longer than a local promoter told me I wouldn't go more than 5.
Really?
Yeah, so I beat it by a little bit.
How do you feel about that?
Well,
you must be proud.
I'm happy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Chris, you just got back from back east. You were actually in Pittsburgh just yesterday. You just flew back today for this morning.
Yeah.
How was that?
It's great. It's awesome to be in Pittsburgh. Of course, it's the NPC IFBB headquarters. So you're in the thick of it all. It's great to visit with everybody. Jay was there, and all the Olympians guest posed, and most of them were in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had an awesome time, and Boyana competed, my girlfriend.
And she did very well from what I heard.
She did. Stacked, I think 28 girls. Boyana got third place.
Wow.
Always first place in my heart.
She just keeps getting better and better, huh?
It's incredible. It's we always want that first place, but we're extremely grateful to see where she's come in the last 3 years, and how much her physique's been able to change, and how much she's moved up the ranks to become a threat. And what's cool is we always look at the lists, and we try to figure out who the threat is, and
we kind of worry about. Yeah.
And we kind of realize, I'm like, you're the threat. You're the girl that everybody else is worried about. Yeah.
And you know what? It's been forever since I shot with her, so I'm actually having her watching this video being shot right now. We're going to talk to her shortly after this. But Lonnie, talk to me a little bit about the history of that contest. You moved it around a few times, but what I always liked about that show, and I've been to almost every one of them since the beginning, of course, because Jay's been at almost every single one of them except for this year. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you've always had a tremendous support of all the athletes in the industry. People have made a point, to Gunter Schröderkamp, Ronnie Coleman. I mean, tons of big names have always made a point to actually go to the show to support you because they always felt like you supported them for years through Ironman. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, Ironman, which is no longer in existence, unfortunately. I tried to hype the athletes as much as I could, particularly in my contest. I devoted 4 or 5 pages, my entire column, to that contest, including one whole page to the vendors, because they're giving me money helping the show go, and I want to give them something back that I could, So, and I did have a good relationship with most of the people in the sport. There were bumps in the road along the way. I had to leave Pasadena City College in 2009 because they said the fire marshal said you can't have all these vendors in the lobby.
Oh, really?
So then I went to a Rosemead High School, and that worked well for 1 year, and then earthquake damage or something, I couldn't get the venue.
Oh, wow.
I found out about a month before we had to build it in the gym. Then I had to do that at Rosemead High School 2 years later.
Wow.
Same thing, earthquake, it's not ready. You know how they always say things are going to be ready?
Yeah.
No problem, this is going to be ready, auditorium's ready. Wasn't ready, I had to build it into the gym again. So
wow.
I took it to East Los Angeles Community College, which has a nice venue. It's where I teach. But when I hooked up with Chris Minnis in 2000, and at the end of 2015, we started talking about his vision of where he wants his stuff to go, and I liked what he was talking about. And it was time to go to the next level. I couldn't do the next level without him.
Right.
And I've learned a lot from him in these 2.5 years. And we were looking at a hotel down in L.A. I said, I didn't want that one. I had too many concerns about that. So he said, okay. So we looked at a couple performing arts center, one in Pomona, and the Riverside is the one that he went back and he went and looked at it and said, this is perfect. And that's all I needed to hear. If he thought it was perfect, it was good enough for me.
Well, let's talk about this. I wanted to, give a little bit of history about the contest because it's been, a very long-running contest. It's been established, and of course, because of Lonnie's name, everyone knows about this contest. But you actually competed in that contest with me a few years ago, and it was a blast. It was such a good time doing it, and I thought we looked great. Actually, you just posted a picture on social media, which I thought was mind-blowing. It's like, oh my God, are you gonna bring it this year? That was a great class. Always very tough competitor at Lonnie's show. They take it seriously. So you did that show, and then after that you said, you know what? You approached Lonnie and you said, I don't think I'm going to compete anymore. I want to help you. So what was that about, Chris?
Well, I saw a lot of potential in the show. I know Lonnie's background. I saw the energy around it, and of course it's in L.A., which is surrounded within an hour drive, 20 million people. So there was no reason to me that he shouldn't have 300 athletes there. Right. And I knew with a little bit of tweaking and a little bit of bringing in more of a replacement for what Ironman magazine used to do, replacing that with what the internet is today, we're able to reach the amount of people he used to get just by tweaking the marketing and kind of changing the feel of the show a little bit. Really, maybe something that Lonnie's too modest to do, but I wanted the show to be a reflection of his personality as well as a reflection of Southern California. So that means it's fun, it's relaxed, it's funny. And if you know Lonnie, he's always goofing off. He's always has a joke for everything, always has a story. Exactly. So I wanted that show to feel like Lonnie is, and people like it. People love him, so I knew it would be a hit. And with that new spot we moved to in Riverside, I had a great backstage, so it's very competitor-centric. But we're lucky to find this little expo hall next door.
Yeah.
And in that little expo hall, we bring in about 50 booths, which is a decent-sized expo. And then we program it throughout the day with seminars and contests and things along those lines. Every year, Jay Cutler has been speaking at it. Unfortunately, we won't have him this year. No. But we have some other great Olympians coming as well.
Mention a few names.
Danny Hesser will be there. He'll be back this year. Mark Anthony is going to join us. Nice. I just spoke with Cindy Gillen this weekend, and she's here in LA, and so she's going to come join us as well. Nice. There's a couple others that are working on their schedule, but we're going to have some great people there, and you're going to get to really be face to face and work with these people right before you go on stage and dial everything in that last minute. And you don't have to be competing to work with them, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. I've said it on social media. I've done a lot of contests, and I've done this show now. It's going to be the 3rd time I'm actually going to do it this year. And I have a soft spot for it just because, of course, it's Lonnie's, but it's so much fun to compete over there, and it's so well organized, and all my friends are there, not only competing against me, but also in the audience and, promoting the show. So it's it feels good to go over there. And somehow I always look the best for my show, for that show. I don't know why.
Yeah, you look great, but both times that you did it, you're looking great again. In 7 weeks, you'll look even better. One thing I wanted to say is, you know, it's called a contest, a show, whatever. This is an event, thanks to this guy right here. We saw that building. We went out and looked at the venue. And I'm right next to this hallway, and I'm not thinking about anything. And Chris says, boy, this would be a great spot for the expo here. I said, yeah, I guess it would. You know, and he went right in, and he was lining things up in his head and how many booths we can get in. And, you know, he negotiates with the hotels and all these things that I didn't do. I didn't know any better, and I probably couldn't do it as good anyway. And I said, wow, this really is a lot more involved here than I really thought. And it takes somebody with a business background, because Chris was in Lake Tahoe running a hotel for many years,
Right.
and that's a pain in the neck, and you know, a lot of responsibility. And he probably would say running a hotel and running a show is probably similar in a lot of areas.
Yeah, Chris, talk to me about. I mean, because I think the talent that you have is not only you're business savvy because you have all that, you know, that training and the things you learn in school, but you're also very creative. So I think the combination of those two is very, very helpful to make you successful.
Yeah, the background I have with hotels and ski resorts, you know, it's very guest focused, and
Right.
I rarely actually call the competitors anything but guests,
Mm-hmm.
and the spectators are our guests,
Right.
and it's about their experience, and you have to think about the way they feel the moment they arrive. And fortunately, as a competitor, I know how they feel. I know you feel lost and you feel scared and you're angry and you're hungry,
Yeah.
and we recognize that, and we turn that feeling into something very positive, one where when you might feel vulnerable, you actually feel very, very supportive. And people remember that feeling when they come to that show or any of my other shows as being the feeling you get. It's, you know, the venue is one thing, the tangible things are one thing, but the feeling is something that comes with you forever.
No, that's just what I was telling you a minute ago. So wow, all right. So when you have people backstage that are telling you, "Thank you so much. I had so much fun. It was such a great." That must be like the best gift for you.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know, the money's one. It's nice to be able to pay the bills.
Right.
But I've gotten to the point, you know, with the Motherlode, there's so much production. Now, the Motherlode's a show I just did in Reno.
Yeah.
That's more fun than any of it for me.
Right.
You know, let's make it as big and beautiful and colorful and fun as we can.
Yeah.
And it turns out when you do that, well, people come.
And money will come. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. When you have fun, money will come. Lonnie, in closing, tell me how you feel after 20 years running the.
Tired? No, it's been a long run. It's a great run. I think it's only going to get better. It's going to be hard to surpass last year's numbers. 352, 529 counting crossovers.
Wow.
No matter how many classes we're at it's going to be hard to beat that. But it was.
You have a few more classes this year. Also.
Yes. Well, bikini, we really had big numbers. Bikini A, for example, had 39 competitors in one event, and you know, classic physique is coming big, and
Wow.
some teens expressing interest. I had a guy call me the other day. He's excited that we have 35 plus classic physique, because
Wow.
he's going to do and bring some of his team to do it. So.
Wow.
We're a little less than 7 weeks away, like you said. Chris says things are looking good as far as number of competitors. I think we're a little ahead even of last year's.
Oh man.
It's almost kind of scary in a
Not
sense.
surprised.
Yeah, we may need 8 food trucks, but but anyway, it's you know, what can I say? I mean, it speaks for itself. People like you supporting it, and the people in the industry supporting it.
Yeah.
Someone like Chris on board running the whole production.
You can't fail.
Can't fail. He's the Midas touch. Chris
right.
Midas Minutes.
Chris, give the website address and all the information people need for the contest.
NPCWestCoast.com. The show is June 23rd in Riverside. You can register online right now, and if you register before May 12th, you'll get the early bird rate at just $109.
Wow. You guys, you heard it. 7 weeks out from the West Coast Classic 2018. Come and check it out. If you've never seen that show, go watch.
May 13th, the early bird.
Is
The
it?
early bird, May 13th is a deadline.
I got that. No, I already have.
say you
I already have the early bird. I'm signed in already, man. I'm done.
Register.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's official.
No
Go,
refunds.
go check it out. Okay, June 23rd. It's a Saturday, you guys, in Riverside. And then if you haven't seen that show, go watch it. Compete in it. It's a beautiful show. And then Dave by Max 6 with Lonnie T. Chris Menez. Lonnie, you want to have the last word?
Over, under, out.